There we go. Okay, likutei Moharan, Torah base. We are holding by cold now. So what we said was that the weapon of Mashiach, which is actually the weapon of every single Jew, to get anything done in this world is tefillah. All right. Write his name down, a little black dot right next to it. So,
It's hot now. Turn the air conditioner back.
That's the wake you up.
all right.
Turn the air conditioner.
The main weapon of a Jew in this world is the tefillah.
Want to bet?
And yes, and this is obviously the weapon of Mashiach. And then we said, we learned that the way to get it, to get this to potentiate your tefillah should be miskabel. What you need to do, you need to be zeichet to kedushas habris. And since we have two new friends here today, we'll just be again this little nakuda we spoke once before. You have to understand that when you see in the siddur, and give me a siddur for a minute. Okay. On Shabbos we say okay, V'shomer b'nei Yisrael Shabbos, la'aseh Shabbos d'orasam bris oila. And Bnei Yisrael kept the Shabbos to do the Shabbos for their generations. Bris oilam, a covenant, an eternal covenant. Beini uvein Bnei Yisrael, osi la'olam, between me and Bnei Yisrael, it is a sign for all time, for eternity. That Hashem has created the world in 6 days, the heaven and the earth, and the seventh day he rested. When you read it, you can also punctuate this particular pasuk a little bit differently, and you can say, was it that Shomer Bnei Yisrael is a Shabbos, Lasot Shabbos Dorosam. What is a Bris Olam? Bris Olam is a covenant. The first pasuk says that Bnei Yisrael has been very careful to keep the Shabbos, to do the Shabbos for the generations. A bris is only between two parties, right? Here we're only talking about Bnei Yisrael keeping the Shabbos. We're not talking about any agreement between two parties, only one party. When does the second party come in? The second pasuk, Beini Ovem Bnei Yisrael, right? This is when the second party comes. So Mimele, you can say that linguistically, you should have said Bris Olam Beini Ovem Bnei Yisrael, right? It should have been a total covenant between me and Bnei Yisrael. And then you can say, you could very easily say, Oisi le'olam, it's a sign forever. But Chazal did not break down the pasuk that way. He says the fact that Bnei Yisrael kept the Shabbos, this is Bris Olam. And this is between me and Bnei Yisrael, it's a sign forever. Kivyochel, it should have been the other way around, right? It's they kept the Shabbos between, forever and then generations, forever. For it's a covenant between me and Bnei Yisrael. And it is a sign forever that the Hashem has created heaven and the earth. Chazal said no. They kept the Shabbos. To do the Shabbos is a bris olam. And then it says between me and Bnei Israel, it's a sign. What is the sign doing between me and Bnei Israel? Only the thing is that the higher world always shines on the madrega which is below it through the Indian of the Yesod, where the level above is the bestowing the male aspect, and the level below is the receiver, it's the female aspect. The connection between the giver and the receiver is always done through the Yesod. Now, the Bechin of the Yesod, is the Bechin of the Mashpia, the Bechin of Bris. It is covered with klipas. This is where the actual shefa comes through. It's covered with klipas. It's called orla. This is called foreskin. That's the thing that keeps on. And there are, there is the main orla, then there is klipa daka, which is pinas noga that has to be taken off. And only then the shefa can come through, and the holiness from the level above can come down. This is the union of bris milah. It's only when a yid has a bris milah that he can mamshich holy neshamas for his children. Because if the yesod doesn't have the ola removed from it, the shefa that comes in it already has intrinsically in it the filth of the klippos. This comes from the initial nekuda of Adam Arishan. The specific organ of the bris is Bechinas Ches, the letter Ches. It has two different rivulets, so to speak. One that gives out the chaim, and one that discards the refuse, right? Takes out the poisons, whatever it is. You can turn on the air conditioner for a minute because I need the ambient, the white noise on it, because we're talking about things which is, should stay here. You have these two. I'm sorry for the temperature, but it's important. These two, so when by a person, he has these two tubes, two pipes. One of them taken, the chaim, it gives the chaim, and one of them discards the psoilus, the refuse. And it's this refuse that comes out of a person, or rather the refuse does not come out of the person, that actually poisons the body and ultimately make it age or make it die. The thing is, and then they both come out of the same opening by a person, which is why the HaKadosh Baruch Hu create two openings, like it is by a female. There should be two openings. Why should be dafka one? The thing is, by Adam Arishon, he says, Ga'al Chayat Kana, you should scold the animal of Kana. The Chazal said, Kneh Ches Teshaber, you should break the leg of the Ches, and you should transform the Ches, the letter Ches, into the letter Hey. The difference between the word chometz and the word matzah is that with chometz it's a ches. When it's matzah, it's a hay. What's the difference between the two? That the left leg is broken, and there's a little there's a little gap in there, and from ches it becomes a hay. From chometz, it becomes matzah. This is why they say that Adam Arishon, Moshoch be'olos hahoy. It used to be that during the time of the Greeks, that the Greeks had these spas that they used to go to, and the Yidden would come there, and everybody would see that they were circumcised. So that wasn't cool, because he didn't look like Michael Jordan. He didn't look like, just like he looked like just a yid, So the tachlis was what they did was they pulled whatever residues of foreskin that they had, they tried to pull it down so they should look a little bit like as if they weren't circumcised. This is called moshach ba'olas ha'oila. They tried to pull down the oil so they should look a little bit like a goy. This is nebuch. That's the fate of most of the Yidden that are far from Kodesh Baruch Hu, is a shtickle meshichas olam. Meshichas olam means that the klipas are not removed from the Ever Abris. The role of Adam Rishon was to withstand the Nisayon in Gan Eden, and had he done so, what would have happened is that eating from the food that he ate would have been without any toxins. His body would have been able to process whatever it is he ate without producing any residue, any poisons, any toxins. And that particular left leg of the ches would have atrophied. It would have broken the left foot, and the only thing that would have remained is just the chayim, the left of the chayim. And therefore, the chayim la'olam, he would have lived forever. That's enough as chayim. But he botched it. So we say, what does it mean he botched it? He failed to cleanse the orla from Pchinas Bris. So we call him Adam Meshuch Orla Haya, that the orla remained on, that he pulled the orla on himself by failing to rectify that particular good. Now, how do we rectify, when we get the shefa from above? We have to remove the orla so that we can receive the kedusha properly. The way we do the technique that we always do is whatever it is we do on our own is misaken that which is above us. Like when you bring a korban or whatever it is, you do it down here and he does it above. When we are removing the orla from ourselves, when we are zochet to kedusha sabris, what we're actually doing is we're removing the orlak from the yesod is mashpia into us. And then we get the light that is shining into us, that is clean and able to produce kedusha. The fact that you remove the orla from in kedusha sabris, that's the thing that enables a true connection between the lowest bechina to the highest bechina. So we say the only way to get that tefillah, to have that tefillah is fully potent the way it can be, is through kedusha sabris. Okay, Shemi Yom Bris, it cleans the whole conduit between you and the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Now, so you have a sword, you have a klizan, you have a weapon with which you can pearl anything. But now, what are you going to daven for? You can go like we said that one of the big temptations that people have is the one shefa. They want shefa. What are you going to do with shefa? You need kelim. If you have kelim, the shefa will come automatically because shefa comes from Shemayim all the time. You need kelim. But we want shefa. So we say, Hashem, give me. We say, but what are you asking to give? Give me money, give me health, give me this. Work on kelim, you'll have everything. So which means, but if you have the koyach of the tefillah shomer bris, you ask, you get. You don't have the kelim to contain it and to sustain it. What happens is that you lose it. And when you lose it, there's all kinds of side effects. I had it, I lost it, I can believe it, and this and that. It's something that happens to a person every single day. Where a person gets a shefa and doesn't have the kelim to, when we say that if you learn the chasfina lachas shachar, which is the main thing that happens from chatzos to the morning, is preparing the kelim. So finally, when you're studying Shmoneh Esrei, with it film, and you'll be able to receive the light in a kelim, you're able to sustain it. So the question is, what do you daven for? You have to daven for everything you need, and you have to daven not to daven for things you don't need. You have to be careful that when you wield the sword, not to go too much to the right and not to go too much to the left, right? Says this is through Pinas Mishpat, through judgment, reflection. What you need, what you don't need, what you should ask for, where you are, where you're going, what's the right thing to do. So it says, the only way that you can hit with the sword is Siman Gimel. You can hit with the sword how to fight with it, and not to hit, not to the right, not to the left. The only we can do it is through the Mishpat, because the Mishpat is the thing that keeps you on the right course, from up to down and down to up. אלא מקום שצריך, to the place where he needs, ולא מטה לא לימין ולא לשמאל, אלא אמצע, וזה בחינת שככל דבריו במשפט. A person will weigh his words, his tefillah, with משפט. ובשביל זה קיבל יוסף is the Shmiras Habris, right? That's the one, that's the potent tefillah. Yes, הבכור דייקה מיעקב, דווקא he received it from יעקב אבינו. אני נשאתי לך שכם אחד על אחיך, I gave you a Shechem, one Shechem over your brothers, שהוא בחינת משפט. That's the essence of the משפט. כי חוק לישראל, what is חוק? שם חוק שם אביסם, that's the bris, that's the kedusha, חוק לישראל, בחינת בריס, כמו חוק בשיר שם, משפט לאלוקי יעקב. The משפט is on the level of Yaakov. We learn in Torah Aleph that what is Yaakov? Yaakov is looking at the true seichel in everything. Every situation has a seichel in it. Rabbeinu says that in Sefer Amidus, through Emunah HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you'll understand him. You're going through life, and things happen to you, and it doesn't make any sense, and, like, I owe money to somebody, I don't have money to pay them, and so maybe it's coming to me, but why should they suffer? What did they do? Or I did something professionally in my profession, and that caused damage to somebody. Why did that happen? Maybe me said that, but what did they do? Why somebody else should suffer from me? All kinds of different questions. If you start, like in Torah, the Rebbe says in Torah Aleph, if you start with the Malchus, with the Nun, with what we're thanking HaKadosh Baruch Hu for being exactly in the situation that you are in, just the way it is, not on your left, nor on your right. Rebbeinu Shalom, thank you so much that this is what I'm going through. And you keep on, and you're able to do it b'simcha. Suddenly, you can gain an understanding of why this is going on. What possible advantages onto the situation. A greater established of emunah, of bitochen, of, as you said before, of expanding of your envelope of comfort. The only way Kodesh Baruch Hu can force you out of your envelope of comfort is by forcing you out of the envelope of comfort. Of making you suddenly feel tight where you are, so you expand. And you get this through when you put the Malchus and you put it into the Chachma. You start by Tzeir HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and then you have a clear clarity of mind to look at the Sechel Amiti, the true Sechel. And then, B'ezrat Hashem, you're able to judge.